welcome to another episode of Manju Ramanan Talks, and we are here at Mr. Rajan Lal's house. And guess who I'm meeting? I'm meeting Mr. Rakesh Roshan and Mr. Shashi Ranjan, who are the makers of the hit Netflix series The Roshans. Let's meet them, and we're going to also speak to Mr. Rajan Lal. All the three of us also going to be there. There are going to be four people, three of them and me, and I'm waiting for this conversation to happen. So welcome to the show, sir. It is a lovely documentary that we watched, which is The Roshans. And again, the first question is directing a director. What is the process?
No, so I didn't think of him as he was a subject to me, and the pressure of him being a big director producer was not on my head, and that shouldn't be, because otherwise your story goes somewhere else. Idea was that there is a family, three generations, who have done tremendous work in Indian cinema for 75 years, and you document their work along with who these people are. So work is automatically there. I didn't have to do anything. I only had to do who these people really are and who the real Roshan was. And this combination makes a very interesting, cocktail for audience. So when you tell a personal story, so when this cocktail comes in front of the audience, it becomes very interesting because the emotion of the family, their personal story, personal tale is always fascinating, and people are not aware of it.
Right.
So many people, I mean, you also didn't know who Roshan Saab was. You were familiar of his music, but you really didn't know who the person behind it. Even though you must have seen Hrithik Roshan's work or Rakesh Roshan or Rajesh Roshan's work, but you really didn't know what kind of people these are, what is their interpersonal relationship. So this tells a very human story of Roshans.
Right. What was your brief to him when you said, and you decided to do? And this is a year. This was shot a year ago, is what you said, and the editing took a whole year. So.
I don't know. My brief was that I make big films.
Yes.
So you have to make it look big.
Yes.
And it should be colorful. And it should match to my way of making films, because it's coming. My name has also been involved as a producer.
Right. And you also mentioned that you didn't want it to be a typical documentary. But
yeah, I told him that I didn't want a typical documentary, where the light comes and we are in the, and they're all dark all around you. I said, no, the framing should be very, very good.
Right.
And that's what they did the best.
So as a child, so you've seen your father in the balcony. There is a scene, there is a narrative there. You saw him in the balcony in his own zone, and you went and asked him, why are you this way? So tell me about that process. Has it happened with you? Have you seen Hrithik do it?
No, what happened was I was not on the shoot that day. What Shashi has shown that it's in a very subdued manner that he just played this way.
Okay.
But when I used to see him, he used to stand on the balcony and do. ऐसा मुझे बस स्टॉप पे जो लोग खड़े थे सब ऊपर देख के क्या कर रहे हैं, तो मैं उसको बोलता हूँ, पापा ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप ये सब, पर तुम्हें पता नहीं, तुम जाओ ना. तो एग्जैजरेटेड थे, तो अभी तो बहुत खराब लगता था मुझे, बुरा लगता था. But that is the way where जब आदमी खो जाता है किसी चीज में.
But has someone said that to you, or have you seen Hrithik do the same?
No, but people must have noticed. Yeah.
And you mentioned an incident in King Uncle, so you can tell us.
हाँ, किंग अंकल में जब हम शूटिंग कर रहे थे शिमला में, तो बर्फों पे शूटिंग कर रहे थे, तो सारी यूनिट जो है इंक्लूडिंग जैकी एंड ऑल अदर आर्टिस्ट, अनुभव अग्रवाल, जितने भी टेक्नीशियन थे, वी यूज्ड टू पुट प्लाईवुड एंड वी स्टैंड ऑन इट. मैं बर्फों में पूरा दिन जूते किड्स पहन के ही घूमता था, मेरे पाँव अंदर चले जाते थे. जैकी ने 3-4 दिन के बाद मुझे पूछा, राकेश, you don't feel cold or what? मैं cold where? But all the time you were standing in the ice, and we are standing on plywood and all. You don't feel? I said, no, I'm sorry, I didn't realize only. तो ये ऐसा होता है जब आप काम में खो जाते हैं तो आपको ना ठंड लगती ना गर्मी लगती है.
And you see that in Hrithik also?
Yes, mainly you see many all the artists. So there is some junoon, somewhere वो खो जाते हैं. और
As they say that films are also made on the editing table. So it took a year to edit the piece, and you say that there's a lot of short.
Of course, his editing is a very big part, but especially in documentaries, because in documentaries there are no fixed script, so you have to keep shooting a lot of things. What works where, you only can decide what the editing is happening, and what to discard and what not to discard is also happening there. So yeah, because film still you have a script, so you don't shoot beyond the script. You're in the realms of your script. Here you're open. You just don't know which direction you're going to go. So you do this also, you do that also, and then you say, "नहीं वो तो बिल्कुल ही छोड़ देते हैं." So it happens.
And you have to cut your arm and a leg sometimes to fits into this space. Okay. I also wanted to ask you that the documentary, did it change you, your perspective? How was it?
Perspective of
life.
Of life. Yes, of course. See, life is what? Life is, to me, it's learning from people. I have learned my best thing from people. My education, if you ask me, my best education has come from certain people who have I've interacted in life. And of course, each time when you go and be with somebody who has lived life, who has done remarkable work, there is always some learning from those people. So from this family also, I learned the discipline which Guruji has in his life. And discipline is not only in making movies, discipline is in everything. So he is disciplined, and I like discipline. So I followed him that yes, we were the two first, when 9 o'clock means 9 o'clock to us. Okay. It never happened that you're not there at any particular time, and my unit and everything. So it reflects in your work, it starts reflecting your personality. Even if you go out for an evening,
you know that in your
no, so 8:30 when I say he's down and my car is entering. So it's life. So that's how. So I learned discipline. Another thing is that Guruji is very, very focused and very, very sure about what he wants to do. And come what may. Sometimes whether he's right or wrong, that is not, but he has his point of view. And he is that stuck to that. No, this is what I want. This is how I want. So it's also a quality in a way that somebody, to be sure on something, you need to have some conviction. And cinema is one thing. किसी की ये अपनी conviction की चीज है. ये democratic नहीं है. कि भाई सब लोग खुश होंगे तो ये चीज अच्छी है. What he has done in his movies is all the movies पंडित said कि नहीं यार ये तो क्या subject ले रहा है. हर तरह की काम फिल्में बनाई. But he still did it. And then he made a success out of it. If he didn't have that conviction, he wouldn't have been able to make all those films. So I like these things in from them, and I think, so it's a great journey, and my learning has been wonderful.
And the cinematic part of the series, there is this gunshot scene which we have seen, and it is so real. So it has got a little bit of a cinematic element, but not too much.
There are a lot of cinematic elements. I mean, you like that, but see, what happens is, I'm a student of cinema. I've watched cinema from 30-40 years, all kind of cinema. Hindi film mein bhi dekhte rehte. Here that whole atmosphere is about a story which is people who are from cinema. It can't be shoddy.
And it is exactly shot the way it happened.
Yeah, it happened the same way, because I have narrated these things many a times. But seeing it visually, it has a very, very powerful impact.
Yeah.
So they realized, my God, he was stuck in the car and there were two people shooting at him. So that visually when you see it, it has
And then what happened after that? Right after that, in real life?
In real life, I won't take it very far, but simultaneously, Kaho Na Pyare was running. So, what happened was that Kaho Na Pyare's success was so high that I forgot about all these things.
Okay, so the focus went there.
The focus went there, and on my son's career.
Yes.
He's been accepted.
Yes.
Then every day it was growing day by day.
Yeah.
And as he was growing, I was getting better day by day.
So that helped. Also, Ritik is also like you. He's also soldiered on. You had phases in your life when you had to soldier on, and you decided to be behind the camera and not cast yourself. And your when Kudgars became a big hit. So that phase of silencing the actor and letting the director take center stage. How was the process?
Actually, I didn't want to try myself as a director. अगर मुझे सिर्फ मेरे लिए पिक्चर बनाना होता, then I would be looking out for subjects which suits me. So I said, no, let me keep my mind open. Whatever subject I want to make, I can make. If I put this clause that Rakesh Roshan should be the hero of the film, then mind is not open.
Right.
So I had an open mind. So that's why I made different kind of films.
Right.
So I said, let me fly as a director now. So after Kudgars, I made directly opposite film Khoon Bhari Maang.
Which was such a very, very.
Then after Khoon Bhari Maang, I made Vision Kanhaiya, and then so on, Thing Uncle, and Karan Arjun. So all different genres I made.
But you also had the pulse of the audience. You knew exactly. And there have been stories with, we've had seen interviews with Shah Rukh and all, how they didn't believe that film, but then after that he came in touch with you and said, no, I believe you.
Because I think that's, it's, because I've been seeing films from the age of 9, 10. And I go to the theaters and see the films, all the films which I watch.
Right.
So somewhere it has come in my blood in my system.
Right.
क्या चलता है क्या नहीं चलता है.
And it's a great barometer to look at. Right?
Yeah.
Not everybody can
Sure.
sort of start.
That's what experience is all about.
Yeah. We also were talking about vanity in the film industry, and you mentioned that Ritik doesn't have an inch of vanity about him.
Not an iota, not even iota. From a man who's considered a Greek god in Indian cinema and continues to be so. Not only did he sell the Jawan ka paisa hai, now he's in middle age and still looks like $1 million.
Yeah.
But see, that's why he's been able to perform so well in different characters. If he was away, he would be just singing song and doing dancing. He would be just that.
Yeah.
Now he has the courage to do a film like the student film of
Super 30.
Super 30.
Yes.
He's a Bihari, and trust me, the very fact that I am a great admirer of his, and the director is a friend of mine, and he was telling me, making the film, I said, को ये कैसे justify करेगा भाई तुम लेकिन को बिहारी मिडिल क्लास लो मिडिल क्लास और शशि आप देखो उसको आप अमेज हो जाओगे. मेरा apprehension था और मैंने जो ही फिल्म देखी मैंने गुरु जी को फोन किया और मुझे एक तो उसने जो सीन किया कमाल का एंड में जो वो पढ़ रहा है पढ़ रहा है and the camera is just on him. He's shocked, then he becomes emotional, then he becomes happy. It's amazing. And I told him also, I actually told Guruji many times, Guruji please tell him this. तो मैंने उससे मिला तो मैंने कहा यार क्या करता है तो बदल जाता है बिल्कुल एकदम. Nowhere I could feel ये वो मसल वाला ये वो लड़का है जो टिडिंग.
And the next film is completely
thing. So I think that is, if he was Wayne, he wouldn't be able to perform that. जो Wayne होते हैं वो एक ही चीज करते हैं.
Will we see you and Ritik together on screen someday?
We did an ad just 3 days back together.
Okay.
So we acted for the first time, father and son together.
Oh, okay.
I was nervous.
Yeah, because somebody else is directing.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I was nervous because I'm standing in front of Hrithik Roshan. So.
Oh, that kind of.
Yeah, because after all, he's a superstar.
Yes, but that would have been lovely to see. Also, I wanted to now speak to you about Mr. Ranjan Lal, whose book is launching tomorrow. And how do you know him, and how has been your association with him?
So first and foremost, I congratulate you because you are the one who's penned it. So you are the spirit behind this book, and you voluminous book of 500 pages is a hell of a task. 600. My God. So that's a lot of. I think these 4 biographies combined into one. Yeah. So congratulations on that, and I'm sure it's going to be great reading material for people. go read it. So Rajan Lal, I've known for 35, 40 years, and I've seen him while we were all finding our own grounding. And so I've seen him in his good, bad, ugly, all kind of thing. 2-3 things is remarkable about this man is also, which is made him what Rajan Lal is. He actually not afraid of doing things which are different. That's exactly he's done all his life. A man who, in spite of doing extremely well in India, leaves everything and comes here in middle age. He was nearly 50, and restarts everything. Restarts, not that expanded his business. He restarts.
And he didn't bring a single
because he had issues. So from there, whatever he has become today is a great journey.
We couldn't write half of the stories because there were so many stories that we couldn't write. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, your scale and I'm much.
No. It's matter is the same. A story is a story.
But there's so many stories. I think the best stories are the ones we don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. And so he could vomit out all his personal debacles.
Yeah, and it's with compassion, and
thing,
also with a lot of compassion.
With a lot of compassion,
not with anger and.
But that's therapeutic because moment you said that you did a mistake,
you've already admitted.
You have already admitted so that you cured yourself.
Yes.
You dropped your ego. You dropped your narcissism. He loves himself.
Yes.
But in spite of the fact that he loves himself so much, he has been able to come out in public and say, it's very difficult to say, hey guys, here I'm naked. Correct?
No, definitely.
Because
and I've seen, and
you are asking people that you judge me.
Judge me, I'm an open book. Now you're an open book.
So that's a brave thing.
But it's also a very interesting thing because now nobody can hold you. Like, this is me.
Yeah.
I said it all.
Exactly. So, you are naked in front of people.
Yeah.
And you have given opportunity to everyone to say whatever they want to say.
Yeah. Because you said it first. So it's like you laugh first. So it's fine.
And that reflects in his personality. When I see him, he looks so contented and so relaxed, peaceful.
Yeah, because I think with Sir, but I always felt that this kind of honesty, to handle that honesty is also not easy because people are always showing something else about themselves.
Of course, people have their own point of view of looking at various things. Some may will like it very much, some will say.
And it goes into uncomfortable spaces sometimes because then it is.
But the moment you're not afraid of telling your story, I think that's a big thing.
And we've reached out to everybody who wanted as testimonials. Some of them declined, but we reached out to everybody who he thought maybe I should. So, but they had said no. We have reached out, so it becomes like we tried everything to put it together.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
It was lovely talking to you. Thank you.